bands, and sandals and shorts, and surf, and scuba, and sand, and sailing, and soccer. San Diego, California. And with all these great things happening outdoors, the large focus of this city tonight will be here, indoors, at the San Diego Sports Arena for Game 2 of the Major Indoor Soccer League's Best of 5 Championship Series. And it is in this building that the Sockers have won 17 straight, 11 games in a row overall, and they have never lost a playoff game. Good evening, everybody. I'm Al Trautwig, along with Kyle Rote Jr. And Kyle, those are some very intimidating numbers that Baltimore has to face as they try to face a major turnaround in what they've played so far in this series.
Oh, you're so right, Al. This is the very first time that Baltimore has had to face coming off a shutout. It's the first in their history, but Baltimore, I'm expecting, is going to have a lot of changes. They're going to move some players around. They're going to have to get a lot more physical up front. I imagine we're going to see Mike Stankovic and Peter Baralich at forwards tonight for the first time. We'll probably see Joey Fink in midfield. I imagine also, though, it'll be the same goalkeeper, Keith Van Aaron. But Coach Kenny Cooper, having to go through all the trauma of what happened Friday, is one of those guys, as you know, Al, who finds the good in even the worst of situations. And a few minutes ago, we had a chance to ask Kenny Cooper what he could find positive about such a humiliating loss.
Well, I think the only thing I can say is that we was positively bad. And what we need to do is to improve very, very quickly. And we have to win this game tonight. If we can win this game tonight, it becomes the best of 3 in Baltimore with 2 games in Baltimore. And I feel that this is a crucial game. And certainly, I think the team will play a lot better tonight than we did in Game 1. I think we may be given a little bit too much respect. I didn't do too good as a coaching job, and likewise, the players kind of followed me.
Joey Fink, Dave McWilliams, and Pat Ercole, 3 of the big guns for Baltimore, managed but 4 shots in Game 1. That's going to have to change. For San Diego, a very delightful win, a very exciting one, and a shutout, the first time in the MISL playoffs.
Well, you can imagine, Al, that they're not going to try to change much at all. Ron Newman has assembled quite a combination of very sturdy, strong, physical defenders, and the skill of players like Kaz Dana and Julie V up front has been remarkable. If they can have the same kind of game they had Friday, no matter what Baltimore does, San Diego will win again. And because of what's been going on in both the NBA and the NHL in these playoff series, naturally the question comes up for Ron Newman. What would it take to sweep this series with Baltimore?
Well, I think the same type of game that we had the other night, Carl. A lot of concentration, hard work. You know, you can't let up on a team like Baltimore. We know they can play. We just hope we haven't got a wounded pig that's going to come out at us tonight. But all the time we keep our concentration, and we think we can do it.
Well, without question, both these teams are very talented. Baltimore finished first in the East, and they didn't play like Eastern Division champions Friday. They're going to have to change that tonight. The San Diego Sockers, the best record overall in the league, trying to win Game 2 tonight here in San Diego, California. And we'll return for the kickoff of Game 2 of the Major Indoor Soccer League's 5th Championship Series on USA Coast to Coast after this. Back at the San Diego Sports Arena in San Diego, California, ready for Game 2 of the MISL's Best of 5 Championship Series. Let's take a look at the men in the goal for these 2 teams.
First for Baltimore, Keith Van Aaron, who played here Friday night to the embarrassment of that 6-0 loss, pulled out of the game late. You see his 5.28 goals against average in this playoff series.
And 200 feet away,
Alan Mayer, tremendous goals against average, 2.70, 6 games, undefeated in playoff action, as is the whole San Diego soccer team in the last 2 years. Al, at this point, 12-0.
2 Long Islanders on the goal lines for these 2 teams. Van Aaron from Huntington, New York, and Mayer from Islip, New York. Many other states, countries, and nationalities are represented in the colors of these 2 teams. We're underway. Baltimore wearing their road red, and the San Diego Sockers wearing their home blue with gold trim. This is Mike Stankovic, weaving, trying to weave anyway, on Martin Donnelly. Ron Newman said Donnelly played the ultimate game on Friday night. Made no mistakes. Everything he touched seemed to turn the right way for San Diego. This is Adrian Brooks, and we see that pressure on the ball already from San Diego. It is up to Baltimore to try and break this pressure.
And Baltimore has changed. Dan Counts has moved out of really midfield into more of a zone defender. Mangione is back. And indeed, Peter Baralich and Mike Stankovic have moved to forward as we take a look at Ron Newman with this really a 12-game playoff winning streak.
30 seconds deep into the first quarter. Gert Bierzerkowski, the Iron Man for San Diego, moves up to Peter Baralich, lops it over his head. They dump it into the corner for Kaz Dana. The Polish master of the midfield. Adrian Brooks tackles the ball away. Kept in by Martin Donnelly. Danny Counts back defensively for Baltimore. And Nick Mangione. Speedy and dangerous. Number 19 for the Blast of Baltimore. Inside the circle for Adrian Brooks. And Baltimore goes back for Dan Counts, the assistant coach of this Baltimore Blast team. Mangione. Stride for stride with Gene Wilrich of San Diego. Mangione tackled down. We've got a whistle and a free kick for Baltimore. Another full house as we had in game one. It may be quiet now, but it won't stay that way for long as Jim Polahan sends it right through the crease.
Very important for Baltimore's self-confidence here early in the game, Al, and they have taken it a little bit to San Diego at the moment.
Alan Mayer handles the ball as Baltimore makes some changes. Nick Mangione sent into the lineup to inject some speed and movement into this Baltimore attack. Back onto the bench. Baltimore maintains Peter Barelich and Mike Stankiewicz on the field. Joey Fink, Jim Polahan, and Danny Counts are out there. Adi Coker, Lawrence Hilkes, Vidal Fernandez, Martin Donnelly, and Gert Wierzchowski for San Diego. And as Ron Newman said, he can't remember the last time that a visiting team has scored against San Diego, and Adi Coker has been on the field. Let's see if Baltimore can break that string. Gary Collier dumps it in for Coker. 44 goals on the regular season. Back out for Collier, who slides one down low for Wierzchowski. Pressured by Barelich. Danny Counts just dumps it out. You think it was a man advantage, but that's the type of pressure that San Diego is able to apply with the great skill that their players possess. Lawrence Hilkes spins Stankiewicz around, hits the post. The rebound all the way out to the halfway line. Lawrence Hilkes did a number on Mike Stankiewicz. Not an easy job, and then really ripped one. Here's Coker. Fernandez in pursuit with Joe Fink. The San Diego State graduate working on number 14 of Baltimore. Fernandez now double teamed, and Baltimore comes away with it. But as quickly as they hurry, they only manage a 2-on-2. Pat Ercole, nicely tackled away by Nico Roman. Great ball control by Vidal Fernandez. And with confidence, San Diego comes out of their own zone. That brings the crowd to life. Fernandez for Coker, number 4. High post Fernandez, marked tightly by Joey Fink. And Roman rips one up into the crowd. It will be a goal kick for the Baltimore Blast with 11 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It looks as though the San Diego Sockers are picking up right where they left off. Lots of pressure.
We've got no score here at the Sports Arena. 11:40 left in the first. San Diego and Baltimore, game 2 of this 1983 MISL Championship Series, best 3 out of 5.
Keith Van Aaron sends it out to the midfield line where it was briefly lost by Pat Ercole, now kept alive by Dave McWilliams. Heinz Wirtz back from Mangione, who early in this game has already taken now his second shift, so Kenny Cooper plans on using him with great frequency. Pat Ercole sends one up into the crowd. Ercole, a champion with New York back in the very first year of this league, trying to win his second with his 4th MISL team.
And 11 playoff goals to lead the Baltimore Blast in that category.
Double deuce, triple E, Julie V. And there are some boos coming out of the crowd. Heinz Wirtz spins away, kept alive. Siri Mora, Julie V, and a shot blocked by Adrian Brooks. And this game looks very similar to Friday night. Because in Friday night's first quarter, Kyle, Baltimore looked very nervous in their own defensive zone, and that's what that looked like to me.
Well, one thing they are doing a little bit differently, though, Al, I think, is that they're getting more success forward. And they have yet to be able to solve how to stop San Diego when they attack. But Kenny Cooper said before the game, he doesn't care how many goals San Diego scores tonight. He's just got to score more. He's not going to play for a low-scoring game. He's going to play to score goals.
Adrian Brooks tried to bounce one in front. Siri Mora comes out for San Diego. Chacha Namdar slides one across for V. Namdar dances over to the boards where he's pushed by Nick Mangione. Namdar was fouled. Here's another look.
You're allowed shoulder-to-shoulder contact when you're within playing distance of the ball, but our referee Toros Cabrichin on the side, just 10 feet away, saw an extra push by Mangione.
V with 8 goals, 12 assists to lead the MISL in playoff scoring. Restarts. Baltimore steals it away, now tries to create something. Ercole battles Eric Geyer. A whistle had blown. There is no goal. They call a foul on Baltimore's Pat Ercole, number 11.
And Ercole wants to know why he shouldn't get some help for the pushing there. You see the difference. Geyer keeping his arm in, at least initially. Ercole pushing off. But even after the whistle was blown, Ercole kicked the ball in the net. The first time that ball has gone in the net since they've been in San Diego.
Heinz Wirtz for Dave McWilliams. Hammered by Guy Newman. They call a foul on the coach's son. And a free kick for Baltimore deep in the zone.
Excuse me, a good call. McWilliams is going to let the ball bounce between his legs and take it with his left foot.
Baltimore tried to play. In front was Ercole, still unable to penetrate the net tended by Alan Mayer. A long pass for Geyer, trying to counterattack. Tackled away by Burns. Geyer rips one in front. Out for Dana. Now for Geyer again. V. Leaves it for Dana. Shot is blocked. V spins away. Baltimore cannot clear. Finally, they get it out of there. But there's San Diego stealing it right away. Foul on Baltimore.
Newman goes down. McWilliams is the player. There's no 2-minute foul, though. It will be San Diego possession. And fouls like that, however, have awakened the sports arena crowd.
Julie V sends it into the corner. Adrian Brooks. A scramble. Keith Van Aaron scoops it up. Mike Stankovic out for Pat Ercole. And the pressure continues from San Diego, but Baltimore seems to be buzzing a little bit more. They know what a difficult job they'll face if they lose this game.
Saw Stankovic up front, normally a defender or at the other times a midfielder, but tonight playing forward.
Lawrence Hilkes. And a hip check from Jimmy Polahan, and a 2-minute penalty's coming up. Eight minutes and 42 seconds on the first quarter scoreboard. Trainer Robert Lee of the San Diego Sockers out to look at Lawrence Hilkes. And as he looks at him, we're going to go. First quarter, Baltimore Blast, San Diego Sockers are scoreless. We'll be back in 30. If anybody told you the Islanders would sweep the Oilers, take them to Las Vegas. That's what may happen Tuesday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The Stanley Cup playoffs continue on USA.
I've been told that you made that prediction. Here's a look at how Lawrence Hilkes got injured as Jimmy Polahan took him down for the count, but the count will be 2 minutes for Jimmy Polahan, and with that 2 minutes penalty, the captain of the Baltimore Blast will find himself watching 6 field players as Kaz Dana has come on the field for San Diego in the goalkeeper uniform. There he is, as Alan Mayer is on the bench.
Wilrich spins around, counts in front, just knocked away by Stankovic. Kaz Dana for Marty Donnelly. Kyle, I'm not sure, even though San Diego has had success with this, that I think this is a good strategy, because I think you feel a pressure as we see the Sockers were 6th in the league this year in the regular season in the man advantage. Baltimore's penalty killing unit is superb, but I think there's a pressure 4th in the league. I think there's a pressure on the team with the ball to make every shot count more than it would if there was a goalkeeper at the other end of the field.
Well, that's true, but San Diego's success against Baltimore in this 5-game season series, only 12% success rate.
Julie V knocked in front. Coker out for Donnelly. Van Aaron may have touched it. Deep to the corner again, Fernandez. And Louis Nagy clears the length of the field. This one's rolling towards, but will miss wide. That's the danger.
Again, Baltimore also about 90% success, obviously, then in killing these penalties, and San Diego feels they need to take the risk.
Well, the score is 0-0. This is a risk. Julie V. across for Wilrich, who tried the header. A foul against Gene Wilrich, number 15. And that will mean Kaz Dana, with 35 seconds remaining in the penalty, will trot back to tend the net. Second time that we have seen this in the championship series. It happened in game 1, and San Diego did not score. Prior to that, though, they had a success ratio of about 75% and had never been scored upon in the instance.
High kicking as we take a look at 35-year-old Kaz Dana, former member of the third best national team in the world, Poland, 1974. Also a member of the gold medalist Olympic team of Poland.
And while he tends the net here, he is better known for his scoring. Dana makes the save and rifles it out for Julie V. And here come the Sockers. V, I guess he saw an opening or saw something. And it will be a goal kick. Alan Mayer is back onto the field now as there is only 17 seconds remaining in the penalty.
Well, it always makes it exciting anyway for...
I like it.
Us, sure. Very concerned look on the face of Baltimore coach Ken Cooper. One of his standards is intensity for his team. They're going to have that in great measure tonight.
That outlet pass by Keith Van Aren, as simple as it may seem, killed 6 seconds off the penalty. Baltimore has killed the penalty. Both teams are at even strength. Jim Polahan out of the box. Vidal Fernandez had his shot blocked. And a kick in now.
Baltimore's going to get their penalty killing unit off the field and take at least 4 players off.
They put their scorers out there. Fink, Ercole McWilliams with Heinz Wirtz and Jim Polahan.
Team that was one day dubbed the Blue Collar Brutes from Chesapeake Bay, and they're going to certainly have to be very physical to outman this San Diego team.
Right through the box by Vidal Fernandez. Coker traps it nicely. Lays it off for Paulo Mora. Mora gets serious now and slides it along the boards. He's met by Heinz Wirtz. Pressure by Gary Collier for Coker, battling with Polahan, who sends it back for Van Aren, who just did save it from going out of the box. Outlet for Ercole. Kind of a quiet beginning to this game, too. San Diego took the first game 6-0. Wirtz sends one in. It's a yard wide. Once again loose in the box, but Nico Roman.
That's the kind of pressure that Baltimore did not get once in their opening game against San Diego. Diagonal runs of Pat Ercole, the holding of Davey McWilliams, and the power of Heinz Wirtz.
Heinz Wirtz was the leading shot taker in game 1 with 7. That's him with the ball. Wirtz moves in, deflected by Siri Mora, and now Pat Ercole. In tight D by Gary Collier forces Ercole to make the pass, and Baltimore to commit a foul. Adi Coker and his tender knees are sent to the turf.
The old telegraph pass, as Adi Coker saw what everybody else, including Jimmy Polahan, saw, and that was that the pass was coming his way. Coker able to step in front, and Coker now waiting for the ball to be kicked back in play so he can jump over the boards.
Nico Roman, San Diego's 35-3 in indoor soccer when he plays. Julie V. What a save by Jimmy Polahan. Finally, a break has gone Baltimore's way. Here's Joe Fink, 3-on-3. Fink, fake Chacha Namdar, out for Wirtz. For Fink, his shot was blocked. Here's Wirtz. Another shot blocked by Gary Collier.
Still, however, a lot of pressure being put on by Baltimore, things that they were unable to do. Joey Fink getting into the game now that he's moved into midfield. What a tremendous save on the other end of the field, however, by Jimmy Polahan. Let's take a look at him. Jimmy Polahan, number 12 in the red, on the ground. V having to hold back to let the ball go off the boards, hits Polahan in the forehead, and V had every inch of open net.
A great cranial save by Jim Polahan, and
it's using his head, sure.
Baltimore took it back the other way, got a couple of good shots off, but they were both blocked. No score. We're in the first quarter. The scoreboard tells us that 4 minutes and 38 seconds remain. Peter Baralich will restart one of Baltimore's plays. Julie V blocked the restart. Nick Mangione and now Adrian Brooks. Alan Mayer scoops it up. Mayer now has gone beyond 100 minutes without giving up a goal. He came into this game with just over 96 minutes without a goal scored against him. Quite remarkable. Eric Geyer. For Kaz Dana in front. And Adrian Brooks stopped the pass. Keith Van Aaron dumps it over the head of Kaz Dana. And Peter Baralich brings it out. Baralich on a good run. Battling with Julie V. Stankovic. Kick save by Alan Mayer. And the sidewinder by Baralich goes up into the crowd.
The fans applauding Alan Mayer for indeed a superb kick save, but the Baltimore players applauding themselves because they sense that they found a way behind the San Diego defense.
Eric Geyer dumps it in. Coker on the chase, battling with Danny Counts. They call a foul on Counts, who's been the shadow marker for Baltimore in the playoffs. And he was victimized in game one, as was the entire Baltimore team. Kaz Dana in for Coker, cleared by Brooks. A foot race for the ball. Stankovic with Guy Newman. Newman got there. The outlet for Mayer. Mayer for Newman. Ahead for Dana. The quick transition again for the Sox. Here's Peter Baralich. The Blast need a big game from him. Ahead for Mike Stankovic. Mayer is out. Now that is something we haven't seen from Baltimore yet.
The quick transition. Mangione, a picture-perfect pass to the foot of Mike Stankovic.
Woolrich running with Brooks. In front. Donnelly. Goal!
On the far side, it's Woolrich. The ball deflection. There comes number 2 on the volley. Martin Donnelly, deflected by a Baltimore defender, Peter Baralich. For Donnelly, who missed 10 games because of a broken toe, comes back and has now scored a goal in each of the 3 playoff games he's played.
Back live. A little wild mix-up in front. Mayer made the save, and Baltimore has to scramble to get back. Fernandez. 4 Baltimore defenders there. Fernandez lost 1, lost 2, lost 3. Unbelievable. He couldn't put it in. What a move by Fidel Fernandez. But he came up empty. He slithered through 4 defenders. Bijakowski for Mora. Mora stays with it. Kick save, Van Aaron.
It is getting heavy down on the green carpet here of the sports arena. As Ron Newman said, like a wounded animal, the Baltimore Blast have come out fighting.
He said a wounded pig.
Well, he didn't mean it as a pig. He just meant that wounded boar, something like that. Corner of...
You devil. 1:57 to go in the first quarter. Joey Fink for the blast. Out for Palahan. Now Ercole. The San Diego team, the way they're playing right now, almost perfect. They're going to be a tough team to come back against. Julie V. No one in the box. Keith Van Aren sent for a tumble on the outlet pass. No whistle on the play. McWilliams broken up by Donnelly. Here comes Fernandez.
They're going to call obstruction on that man, Heinz Wirtz, who's pointing the finger at the other referee, who wants to get an explanation. But Herb Silva is confident that it will be a free kick for San Diego. He's looking for a charging call. Here's Vidal Fernandez.
Vizierkowski for Donnelly. Palahan out for Ercole. And a whistle. Against San Diego. You know, Kyle, as I looked at Heinz, I know there were 57 varieties of things that he could have done to help Baltimore play catch-up. 1:09 to go in the first quarter. There's Heinz Wirtz, and Baltimore brings it back to the middle of the field. Ahead for Dave McWilliams, but he's battling a tough defender in Gert Vizierkowski. Pat Ercole for Wirtz. Wirtz for Ercole, heads it in front, off the glass. In front was McWilliams. Dave McWilliams, who is playing with a sorely sprained left ankle. Here's Van Aren giving it away. Now there's a 2-minute penalty here. This should be a penalty kick, but in this league the rules don't allow it.
Against Van Aren.
For the second time in the game, Lawrence Hilkes goes down in a heap. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but this, in my mind, should be a free kick right from the penalty spot.
Well, here's Hilkes beating Mangione, and Van Aren coming out, I'm sure, trying to get something on the ball. Hilkes definitely lifts the ball over the slide of Van Aren, and has his legs. And so our second penalty.
One of 9 players on the San Diego team over the age of 30. Lawrence Hilkes at 32 takes his battered frame to the bench, and Keith Van Aren and company will be tested again. They have stopped San Diego once on the man advantage. Julie V will restart. His teammates are Fernandez, Dana, Coker, Vizierkowski, and Alan Mayer for now. Barelich will serve the penalty. Fernandez.
Julie V with the pass, and Fernandez just drives it across the middle. It hits the back of Keith Van Aren, and just 2 seconds. There's another look. Already over the line. Eddie Coker did not touch it. So just 2 seconds into the penalty to Van Aren.
Back live on the restart. Baltimore's really scrambling here. Finally, Mangione clears. That was 1 second into the man advantage. It's now 2-0 San Diego.
Time to go 14-20 in the first quarter.
The goal came with only 40 seconds left in the first quarter. It's a tough way to end out the first chapter of the game. V in the corner. Out for Dana. Blocked by Brooks. 3 seconds to go. Standing ovation at the Sports Arena in beautiful San Diego, California. And why not? The Sockers have dominated the first quarter and lead the Baltimore Blast 2-0, trying to go up 2-0 in the championship series. It's a best of 5.
Sports Arena in San Diego. It's the Sockers 2, the Blast nothing. 15 minutes gone, and this second of the best 3 out of 5 championship series. And if you didn't know it already, a reminder that this program is authorized under grants granted by the Major Indoor Soccer League solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Major Indoor Soccer League is prohibited.
Grants granted?
Grants.
No,
yeah. Rights grants, yeah. They're operating under a grant. Louisiana Purchase was a grant. I don't know. Kenny Cooper's looking for a grant for some rights to get some goals.
Well, Baltimore's gone now 5 quarters in the championship series without scoring. Here are the numbers from the first quarter.
And in shots, San Diego 100% more, and in saves, about 50% more. Little pressure being put on Alan Mayer.
Just underway in the second quarter. Baltimore in red, San Diego in blue. Gene Wilrich can't get it around Nick Mangione. What a skillful San Diego team we're watching. And they are stymieing a very skillful team in the Baltimore Blast. Right now, Baltimore has to be thinking the same things that they're thinking in Edmonton. Stankovic leads Baltimore into the San Diego zone. Tackled away. Can't do it alone.
He had a whole heap of help coming back. And that's all the defender wants to do. Great pass inside. Eddie Coker.
Coker got around Adrian Brooks with ease. Got a shot off that missed. And back comes Baltimore. But look how fast San Diego retreats defensively. Stankovic shoots and misses.
Berelich applauding his teammate Stankovic. Alan Mayer asking Nico Roman not to dive in, and again, the defender's first job is to slow the forward down and let some help get back, and San Diego has been doing that very well.
Alan Mayer hasn't been hitting the same pizza parlor that Stan Stamenkovic visits. He has a lot of padding inside those sweatpants, as I would too if I was playing in goal in this league.
No pressure being put on in midfield, but they'll pick him up at the red line.
Fernandez out for Gary Collier, number 3, who tried to loft one ahead for Julie V. Intercepted by Wirtz, kept alive by Hilkes. Hilkes the back heel for V. It's cleared by Jim Palahan. Fernandez keeps it in. Fighting with Joe Fink. A whistle by Staros Gabrichian, who along with Herb Silva is refereeing tonight's contest, with Gino DiPolito, the alternate, in the box. Julie V blocked out by Palahan. Palahan, who defensively so far in the game has been playing superbly for the Blast. Dave McWilliams.
Handball against San Diego, Lawrence Hilkes.
McWilliams, number 6 for Baltimore, is playing with a very badly sprained left ankle. So bad, he says, when the ball hits it, it feels like someone's hitting it with a hammer. And that kind of makes you a one-dimensional player, doesn't it?
It does, and this man, Kenny Cooper, getting some assistance from Danny Counts, the assistant coach.
That was McWilliams missing the header in front. Out comes Julie V. Fernandez has trouble settling that ball down. Now Nico Roman.
Baltimore to pick up at midfield. You can see them waiting. San Diego has total freedom. And as soon as they cross the red line, it'll be man against man.
You're watching the 5th Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series from San Diego, as Eric Geyer sends one in from 80 feet on Keith Van Erich. Julie V back to clear to Alan Mayer. San Diego brings it out. Baltimore content to pick them up at the midfield line. Heinz Wirtz. Cooley intercepts it now for Adrian Brooks. The chairman of the left boards sends it over the left boards and into the crowd.
And the man taking the free kick, Eric Geyer. Take a look at the blonde locks of the former MVP of the All-Star game from Madison Square Garden 3 years ago. We're 2-0 San Diego, 12:10 left in the first half. We'll be back with more after this.
That banner slightly premature. Headed away by Adrian Brooks. San Diego inside the Baltimore zone. Namdar. Barlich clears ahead for Stankovic, running with Newman. Wow, what a defensive play by Guy Newman. But Baltimore intercepts. Taken away by Adi Coker. Lead pass off target. Two hustling defensive maneuvers by the San Diego Sockers. They lead Baltimore 2-0. We're 3.5 minutes into the second quarter. Peter Barlich for Mike Stankovic. Stankovic now being used at forward for Mangione. Mayer picks up the high bounce. Outlet for Kaz Dana. Danny Count's the only one back. Dana struggled to settle it down. He's got it again. He has scored a goal in 10 straight playoff games. Now for Marty Donnelly. Donnelly has scored a goal in each of the 3 games that he has played in since returning from a 10-game absence from a broken toe. Here's Mike Stankovic.
Stankovic getting a little bit tired. Could have gone 1-against-1, decided not to.
Peter Barlich is given the San Diego squeeze. Free kick for Baltimore.
See what kind of creative free play that Kenny Cooper will come up with here. Barlich.
So far,
we're going to have a timeout here.
So far, Kyle, on these restarts, Baltimore has not had great success.
No, they had one early in the game. Had a good opportunity, but they have certainly not had the success on restarts in this series that they have coming into this championship 3 of 5.
You might ask, what did Baltimore do on their day off, aside from thinking about their great failure in game 1? Well, they had a long team meeting yesterday, and then Kenny Cooper, the man you see with the tie undone, had an individual meeting with each and every one of the players. So as far as individual inspiration is concerned, they covered all the bases there.
Well, a lot of people have said that the Baltimore Blast were 20 clones, players that played certainly within a system but played very much alike. But they have tremendous individual differences too, and what Kenny Cooper did is he gave each player a job assignment. The idea being that this was a do-or-die game, that they're going to go, as we've seen already, to a changing man-to-man instead of that man-to-man coverage all over the field, and that they were going to drop back and try to counterattack, and we've seen that. But he's given each player a 2 or 3 step assignment for today's game.
Kyle, we've spoken about how San Diego does not use the boards as much as Baltimore, but Peter Barlich off to the right of your screen as we had the tough job of lounging by the pool today. Explain to me that it's not that they don't use the boards as much, is that they have as much skill as any team could have, and that they use the boards only when necessary. They have so much skill that they don't need the boards in an emergency. They don't bail out by hammering the ball off the board.
Best example, last year the Denver Avalanche were a team of system, and the system was take it off the boards and hope that you have the players to play that way. San Diego and Baltimore, to somewhat the same degree, teams of players that they're trying to use their individual talents and skills, not always having to use the boards.
That Ercole off target. Stankovic sends one in front. Julie V clears. With 10 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. Nick Mangione falls down, trying to keep it in Baltimore's possession. That ball barely stays in for Paulo Mora. The West German speedster Gene Wilrich lost it. And now the former All-American at St. Louis, Danny Counts, brings it forward for Mike Stankovic. Spins away from Wilrich, who still got back to block the shot. McWilliams running onto that pass. All the way out for Stankovic. Here's a run. Wierzchowski getting back. And Mayer kicks it away. Ron Newman said Wierzchowski is really a quick player with the wind in his back. He's not very fast, but that time he certainly was fast enough. Wilrich for Julie V. Goal!
No. Are we going to call it? Yes, it will be a goal. I thought they might call backing in, but no, it's a Julie V goal. As you hear the boos and the applause, what a mixture. A love-hate relationship with the people of San Diego.
We didn't hear those boos in game one.
I think the players boo his arrogance, but he certainly is great. Wilrich outside the right foot, a little touch inside. Julie flicks it up to himself against Ralph Black. Ralph Black coming in the game for the first time. That was Ralph Black's first moment on the game.
And the hole that Baltimore sits in gets deeper. 10th of the playoffs for Julie V. From Wilrich at 5:40. Pat Ercole is down. We have two former All-Star Game MVPs in the game tonight. Pat Ercole of Baltimore back in the very first one. And Adrian Brooks of Baltimore back in the second at Madison Square Garden.
Here's Wilrich again. Look for the outside of the right foot, similar to what V did the other day with the outside of his right. He'll flick it up. Ralph Black is there, and the little side volley here as Black cannot block the shot. And, of course, Keith Van Aaron at V's mercy from only 8 feet away.
Now, Kyle, Ralph Black is a very young player, a teenager. Is he being beaten on that play by inexperience?
Well, part of it is that I'm sure he would be pushing off a lot more on V, would not let V even get in that position. If Van Aaron had anything to do with it, I'm sure he kicked V up the backside. But Ralph Black, it was his first time on the field, and they got a mismatch with V against the young American, but a young American that Kenny Cooper and a lot of people feel will be a future star. Pretty powerful lesson to have to learn, and a very costly one, too.
Heinz Wirtz restarts for the Blast. Adrian Brooks. A team from the West has never won the championship. It has belonged in New York for the first 4 years of this league. Adi Coker comes in for the Sox. Hilkes just missed the carom pass. Ercole cannot clear. Vidal Fernandez for Lawrence Hilkes. Hilkes for Roman. Saved by Van Aaron.
Outstanding save by Van Aaron as Roman shot.
Keith seems to be going down.
Was the screwball.
Early, Kyle. Do you notice that at all? Or?
He has an injured ankle. Cooper's tried to keep it quiet, but Van Aaron has a bad ankle.
Adi Coker for Vidal Fernandez. Van Aaron makes the save again. KVE, as he's known in Baltimore, sends it out for Jim Polahan. Fernandez for Dana. Dana for Fernandez. And look at Kaz run. Dana, 35. He doesn't run all the time, but he picks his moments, and they're usually the right moments. Ercole back for Stankovic. In a tremendously quiet San Diego Sports Arena for at least now. 7:25 to go in the second quarter. At halftime, we take a look at what makes the MISL tick, as well as first half highlights, miscellanea, and other stuff. Mangione for Ercole. Stankovic hits the post. It's as if there was a brick wall in front of the goal. Julie V on the counterattack. He's 1-on-5.
They'll always call, the referees almost always give the benefit to the man who's outmanned. Take a look again. Good job by Stankovic to keep the shot low, but clearly Alan Mayer was beaten on the shot.
Julie V, whose left hand is severely bruised. He went down on it. Kick save by Van Aaron. On a header by Kaz Dana from a pass 90 feet away. Stankovic comes in for the Blast. Marked by Namdar. Ercole couldn't get a foot on it.
There's the inexperience of the boards here in San Diego for Baltimore. Pat Ercole We told you in past games, each stadium having its own consistency, its own angulation in the corners.
Alan Mayer has now not given up a goal in 2 hours of indoor soccer. And it's a game that averages 11 goals per match. Guy Newman intercepts across for Sirimura. The mustachioed Brazilian has it tackled away by Mangione. And Little Nick elbows Mura. And they've got a little battle going there. Now Baralich is pushed.
They're going to call it against Baltimore, I imagine.
One of the things that drives Kenny Cooper crazy is that Baralich is a miracle worker at home, and on the road he's been, well, less than impressive. It's an unfortunate thing, especially when you consider how important he is to the success of the Baltimore Blast. That's him with the ball. 5:25 to go in the second quarter.
Obstruction against Andy Coker. Free kick for Baltimore. Should be indirect.
Kenny Cooper looks like he's off the cover of Gentleman's Quarterly when he walks in the arena.
Like he's been at Monday Night Wrestling
when he leaves.
Comes out, yeah.
5:21 to go in the second quarter. The Sockers finished first in the West. Baltimore first in the East. Counts misses by 1.5 feet.
The referees say play on despite the possible handball. Bad foul.
Martin Donnelly. San Diego blocks the restart. Mora ahead for Chacha Namdar. Ralph Black battles with him. And those two little guys who prove you don't have to be big to play this game tangle, and Ralph Black is called for the foul. Donnelly intercepted by Brooks. He clears but not out. Donnelly is there again. Forces Moore to chase with Adrian Brooks. Brooks is like a redwood in the corners. He gets it out for Peter Baralich, who angles one forward for Ralph Black. Black sends one in front. No one home wearing red.
Eric Geyer, probably the most popular player here besides Alan Mayer in San Diego.
Steve Van Aaron out of the box. V, the back here. Wilrich again for V, being held by Baralich. No whistle on the play.
And there shouldn't have been. V took a dive.
Alan Mayer with the long pass. Adrian Brooks out for Stankovic. Baltimore still unable to score. In the latter stages of this now, the second quarter, it would be the 6th if they don't score in this quarter. If they haven't scored. V leads Wierzchowski with Wilrich left side. Wilrich comes in, down low for Wierzchowski. Stankovic clears, out for Ercole. Baltimore decides to take their time. They give it away, but a handball against the Blast. Danny counts.
Pasadena number 10 talking to Cabrichin. He felt there should be an advantage allowed.
Pat Ercole had a 2-on-1 if he broke out of the zone. Instead, he decided to circle out around and wait for support.
I think he lost control of the ball, Al.
Wilrich. Crowd standing, curious to see if something may develop in the corner, but it does not. San Diego will take the free kick. Julie V, number 22. Donnelly plays the ricochet. 3:05 to go in the first half. Holohan dumps it out. But Woolrich toe flicks it back for Alan Mayer. As Dana for Marty Donnelly, and another foul whistled against the Blast. Counts is supposed to stay close to Dana, but evidently he's getting a little too close.
Yes.
Julie V can't get it away from Polahan. Woolrich trying to keep it alive with Kaz Dana along the boards against the Sockers. Danny counts for Pat Ercole. Well, you know, Kenny Cooper was completely confident yesterday morning, today, just before the game, very glib.
Well, he said his team was a team of destiny, but they are currently a team of adversity. As they were even in the quarter and semifinal series, having to go to full measure to win those against New York and Cleveland.
Nick Mangione is down, holding his right ankle. He gets up pretty quickly when he didn't get a whistle. That was one of the best recoveries I've ever seen. 1 minute, 56 seconds left to go in the second quarter. And the frustration continues for the Baltimore Blast.
To the music of We Will Rock You here in San Diego, it's We Will Sock You as the Sockers are up by 3. 1:50 left in the first half.
Pass attempted by Vidal Fernandez for San Diego, scooped up by Keith Van Aren. Baltimore goes with Heinz Wirtz and Ralph Black on defense. Adrian Brooks, Dave McWilliams, and Peter Barelich up front. For the San Diego Sockers, it's Siri Mura, Adi Coker, Vidal Fernandez, Nico Roman, and Gary Collier. And here comes Roman. Barelich gets it back to Van Aren quite dangerously. Barelich has it swept away. But through the hard effort of Adrian Brooks, he gets it back. Ralph Black for Heinz Wirtz. 1 minute to go now in the second quarter and the first half.
San Diego double teams in the corner.
Lawrence Hilkes comes away with it. 3-on-1 for the Sockers. Hilkes mishit the pass. San Diego leads 3-0. Al Trautwig and Kyle Rote Jr. is a pretty darn good water skier, along with you here on USA. 31 seconds to go in the first half now as Mangione dumps it in. Nico Roman wards off Peter Barelich and clears it out for Coker, who's called for holding. Or pushing. Doesn't matter. Baltimore gets the free kick. And he counts back out for Nick Mangione. Another flawless performance by the San Diego Sockers. 11 seconds to go.
We continue to pay attention to the manner in which San Diego defenders block shots. And even the forwards, Lawrence Hilkes that time, knocking down Ralph Black's attempt.
Kenny Cooper said yesterday, well, what I've got is the ultimate coaching challenge. It's been enhanced even more now. 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. Coker on a run with 4. The long shot blocked by Mangione. And the first half has come to a close. Standing ovation at the Sports Arena in San Diego. Well, they say Southern Californians are laid back. The San Diego Sockers are anything but. We've played 30 minutes of the second game of a best-of-5 for the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. Be sure to join us Tuesday night, 11 Eastern Time, 8 on the West Coast for Game 3 of this championship series between Baltimore and San Diego. Those games in Baltimore have been sold out since Thursday, and the place will be rocking. But for now, the San Diego Sports Arena is rocking. We're in the city where suntans are a standard issue, and we're ready for the second half. 3-0 San Diego leads. Julie V trying to break the ice only seconds into the second half. And Carl, I really want to take a moment here and focus in on the problems that Baltimore is having and the things that San Diego is doing to perfection.
Well, the first thing that San Diego is doing is they're putting full pressure. Every player is playing a very strong defensive role, and that starts, you see the despair of Kenny Cooper as his team could not even take the kickoff and maintain possession. And that is, you'll see every San Diego forward racing back as soon as his team loses the ball to get goal side, that is between where the ball is and Alan Mayer.
Well, Tuesday night, we're also going to have the Stanley Cup playoffs on USA. And if you look at that situation, the Islanders and the Oilers, a lot of similarities to this series. Just with a fantastic performance by one team, you completely remove play. And in a short series, you can really psych out an opponent by making them feel like they don't have the ability to play with you.
And the Blast has a great team, but they don't have the great Wayne Gretzky either.
Well, he hasn't scored a goal yet. 14-12 to go. Ralph Black comes in. The Baltimore Blast have yet to score a goal in the championship either. That's the entire team. Brooks in front right through the crease. 1 minute deep in the third quarter. Outside for Ralph Black. Baltimore in red. San Diego, the home team, in blue. Here's Julie V running with Marty Donnelly, but Ralph Black intercepts. Adrian Brooks rips one off the glass. Well, a foul against Gene Wilrich. Free kick for Heinz Wirtz, who leaves it for Adrian Brooks. There's Alan Mayer, who has now gone 6 quarters and more without giving up a goal. Dana.
What a pass by Julie V, who saw the man coming on the far side, made a blind pass, didn't even look to where Dana was. He knew where he'd be running.
Joey Fink. Right on Alan Mayer. And the streak is still alive. Out for Julie V on a great counterattack. V comes in. Scores!
Julie V, guess who's going to get the assist? Alan Mayer. As V gets Keith Van Aaron moving across the field towards the near post, hits it the backside, and Van Aaron jumped up and started screaming at his defenders, but they couldn't have done much more.
Oh boy, Alan Mayer almost misplayed that one. That would have been a tough one to give up. 1:56 was the time. It is now 4-0. San Diego leads. For Julie V, his 11th of the playoffs from Alan Mayer. That was a brilliant counterattack by Mayer, who made a great save on a tough shot and just came up flying. Julie V doesn't have a nickname Lou or anything like that, does he?
New.
Yeah, they're booing him. 12:45 to go in the third quarter.
What they may be saying is Julie.
No, Kyle, they're not
they
saying that. I think he just splits the crowd right down the middle. Sure. Some love him, some hate him, but they all talk about him.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson's the same way.
Mike Stankovic sends it forward for Danny Counts. Well, they say a team is so often the embodiment of its coach. That's the case. We're going to see how much of Kenny Cooper's character is translated into the players that he has selected to play for him. I don't think a team could have been more mentally prepared to play in this game than Baltimore was. Jim Callahan rockets one up into the crowd.
To the delight of these people who have enjoyed a 4-0 lead. 12:16 left in the third. We'll be back with more championship soccer on USA after this.
And how can this man, Ron Newman, the coach of San Diego, be anything but completely proud of what his team has done? Adi Coker intercepted by Mike Stankovic. It's a 3-on-2 for Baltimore. Great pass for Barelich. And he shoots it wide and over the glass.
Well, if they're going to have to put the ball between players' legs to get a completed pass, it's going to be a long night for Baltimore. But unfortunately for Barelich, his shot, which did go a little bit wide, hit the edge of that board where it meets the glass and flew up over the glass, because at the moment Danny Counts was set to pounce on the rebound off the glass.
What a strange year it's been in the playoffs of all sports. So many sweeps and so many series dominated by one team over another. Nico Roman ahead for Paulo Mora, and Ralph Black sends it back to Keith Van Aren. 4-0 San Diego leads. We've got 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jim Polahan gives it to Mangione, then runs forward. Mangione tried a pass that was much too long. Coker now comes back for the Sox. Down low for Mora, down in front. Ralph Black hustled back. And he counts.
Good
all alone.
Counts.
Heinz-Wirtz comes in, marked by Collier. Brooks sends it in front, knocked away by Namdar. A fierce struggle along the boards. Collier comes up with it. Namdar finally back to Alan Mayer. Rifles it out for Julie V. Van Aren way out of the box. Namdar for V. Shot saved by Van Aren. V again. He can dazzle you. Down low for Dana. Julie V sensing the hat trick. Eric Geyer really sent one in close on Van Aren. Newman shoots. It's blocked by Danny Counts. Out for Eric Geyer. The spirit of this soccer team. Geyer comes in. Cleared by Ralph Black. Guy Newman back for San Diego. The long pass intended for Kaz Dana, taken back by Baltimore. Danny Counts in traffic for Barelich, now for Adrian Brooks.
San Diego always 4 players back defensively.
Counts in front, out for Wirtz. This is getting ridiculous.
And you're not going to say that's the Wirtz shot you've ever seen, are you? There's the shot. San Diego almost twice out of Baltimore. For Heinz-Wirtz, all-star selection this year. Not an all-star shot. Kenny Cooper, eyes to the scoreboard, or perhaps eyes to the heavens as he pleads for some mercy.
Probably trade mercy for goals right now. Alan Mayer for Gert Wierzchowski.
Did Gert get a haircut?
No. Trimmed his mustache. Heinz-Wirtz now for the blast. Out for Joey Fink. Fink for Wirtz. Shot is blocked by Willits. When they give you a shot, it's a bad one. When they give you a good shot, they block it. Guy Newman tackles down Dave McWilliams. And still, Erkele, McWilliams, and Fink, who mustered only 4 shots in the first game, unable to put anything on net in this game as well. Fink leaves it for Wirtz. Down in front. Fink is there. Fanned on the shot. Mayer, the outlet pass that's intercepted by Stankovic. McWilliams for Fink. Hustled off the ball by Guy Newman. And Newman, who has a bad right thigh, may have re-injured it on that sliding tackle. Alan Mayer quarterbacks it out for Marty Donnelly. Stankovic for Wirtz. 8:13 to go in this third quarter. Dana beats Julie V. Van Aaron misplayed it. 5-0.
Ron Newman trying to keep from smiling. No one to blame here but Keith Van Aaron. It was his outlet pass that was stolen. And Kaz Dana on the rebound from Julie V. Puts the Sockers up 5-zip. There's Dana. The Polish prince, the man who's learned the capitalist ways in coming this way. And a lot of people kind of had written off many years ago, thought he couldn't play indoor soccer, and he's proven them wrong. Well, they call it dynamite here as he's put the Sockers up by 5. We'll be back with more after this on USA.
I'm getting a deja vu. 5-0 Sox. Late substitution in goal for Baltimore as Scott Manning, who has a 2-0 record in the playoffs and a goals against mark of 511, replaces Keith Van Aaron.
As he did Friday night, and it was Scott Manning who had a 2-game series against Cleveland that was outstanding. But the one hot goalkeeper in the park is on the other end, 200 feet away, Alan Mayer.
They don't receive USA Network in Gdansk, do they?
No. This would give not only the government, but solidarity. Give them both a lot to be proud of.
7:56 to go in the third quarter. Five to nothing San Diego. It's going to have to be a major turnaround in this series, because we haven't even seen a sparkle of hope from Baltimore in this game so far. And he counts off target. Can't control the rebound. Lawrence Hook is for the Sockers. They swept Kansas City and they swept Wichita, and now they're trying to go up 2-0 against Baltimore in the championship. Lawrence Hilkes on a diagonal run away from Nick Mangione, who finally catches up with him.
Double team by Ercole, and he steals the ball.
3-on-3. Ercole at center, blocked by Donnelly. Marty Donnelly from Belfast, very steadfast in both of these first two games. And Ercole,
after the game will take a repass. Yes, that's right.
Ercole frustrated again on the restart. Mangione for Adrian Brooks. In traffic, Mayer makes the save. The outlet pass for Bees. One-on-one with Ralph Black. B comes in. Kick save by Scott Manning. And the crowd was booing through the whole fast break.
Another element that makes Julie so difficult is he'll hit the ball anytime, anywhere. Goalkeepers don't know exactly when Julie's going to let the trigger fly.
Adrian Brooks in the box. Triple teamed, and out comes San Diego again. Well, the thought on the Baltimore bench is probably, we can't wait to get home. Ujarkowski for the Sockers, ahead for Adi Coker. Adrian Brooks steals it away. Brooks has really been hustling throughout this game for Baltimore. And Heinz Wirtz has been running his share as well.
5 seconds.
Manning was looking for somebody to make a run that he could throw the ball to, but it didn't happen that way. Brooks slides behind the Sox defense, cleared away off the line by Gary Collier. Ralph Black Forces Danny Counts to chase. Gary Collier meets him there. Here's Brooks again, and he's forced to go out to the neutral third to Ralph Black. Verts for Ercole. Now for Heinz Verts. For the captain, Jim Polahan. For Ralph Black. And Kyle, you tell me who is noticeably absent for Baltimore in the second half.
Peter Baralich.
And who else?
Mike Stankovic.
Yep. Kenny Cooper relied heavily on those two, and he feels that they haven't delivered, and they haven't, and so they're not playing right now. And have not, to my recollection, in this third quarter. 5:03 to go in this third chapter of the game. 5-0 San Diego. Vidal Fernandez tries to poke it in, what they call a foul against Baltimore's Ralph Black, number 22.
He poked Fernandez up against the board.
Jim Polahan in pursuit for the blast. Kazdana takes it away. San Diego looking to make it 6. Chacha Namdar. He slides one out for Collier. Top of the arc for Coker. Stopped by Verts and Polahan. Ercole spins, loses control, and now goes back for Ralph Black.
Look where the San Diego players are, all between the ball and Alan Mayer, their goalkeeper.
I think really what it all boils down to is San Diego wants a couple of days off before they have to play outdoors. And if this series goes 5, they won't get that luxury.
Kazdana pirouettes in the corner and relieves the pressure.
4 minutes now to go in the third. Alan Mayer came into this game with a 96-minute scoreless streak. He's now 42 minutes beyond that. Chacha Namdar for Julie V. Now Mike Stankovic on the field for the Baltimore Blast. Heinz Verts comes in, the long shot, rebounded, and the only man there is wearing a San Diego Sockers uniform, Julie V. The outlet pass for Lawrence Hilkes. Back is Mike Stankovic. Hilkes cuts to center. And a well-timed tackle by Stankovic, but Julie V is there. V tried to feed Stankovic. Stankovic didn't have his plate ready. 3:04 to go now. 5-0 San Diego lead. Stankovic again. Across for Joey Fink. Nick Mangione for Dave McWilliams. And again, the movement that Baltimore has, there doesn't seem to be very much. It's hesitant, very hesitant. Adi Coker tripped up by Stankovic.
2-minute penalty. Three Baltimore penalties Friday night. San Diego converted on one. They now have their third as Eddie Coker gets taken down by Mike Stankovic. And Kazdana will come back on the field for Alan Mayer. 6th attacker for San Diego. As the PA announcer says, and the Sox go into the super power play. And that's what it is with Kazdana wearing the goalkeeper's jersey. He made a nice save at the other end earlier, didn't he? He did. So it's 6-on-4. Not that big of a gamble when you lead 5-0. Be a little sad to see the shutout fall with Alan Mayer on the bench, though. Free kick for the Sox now as, no, I'm sorry, for Baltimore as San Diego sent it into the crowd. Baltimore, the most penalized team in the Major Indoor Soccer League, has given up 2 man advantage goals in this series against San Diego, and I guess you'd normally say they hurt them badly, but even without those, San Diego will be doing okay.
And the soccer is just so confident that they could win that ball back no matter where Baltimore played it. Coker for V. Bijakowski. Down low, Fernandez. Out for Dana. Dana, the drive deflected in front by Counts. Dana keeps it alive. No one tending the San Diego net. It's a foot race. Bijakowski is there. He finally gets it out. 55 seconds to go in the San Diego super power play. Fernandez in front for Coker. Out for B. Saved by Manning. Shot by Coker. And out to the red line. 40 seconds in the man advantage. Bijakowski tried to find the upper corner. Could not. And there's Kaz Dana's record in goal. He's played 6 games during the regular season. Not too bad.
English wasn't too bad either, as he came off saying the word unbelievable.
1:14 to go in the third quarter. And I never thought in my wildest dreams that we would see a replay of game 1 here tonight. Not that I have wild dreams about indoor soccer, but I never thought it. 27 seconds to go in the man advantage. Marty Donnelly is back. So is Alan Mayer in goal for the Sockers. Gene Wilrich coming in. Marty Donnelly dumps it in for Vidal Fernandez. Nice trap out for Wilrich. The drive. Deflected wide. Holohan tries to clear. Intercepted by Donnelly. 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. Donnelly for Wilrich. Both teams are at even strength. Wilrich spins around Nagy. And with 33 seconds left to go, it'll be a goal kick for Baltimore.
That's a kick that the San Diego Charger scouts, I'm sure, would enjoy seeing on the football field. Lots of power. Classic soccer-style technique for the field goal, but not to put it under the crossbar. Gene Wilrich, the second all-time leading scorer for San Diego Sockers, both indoors and out.
Kyle, I'm looking at the field right now, and I see Dave McWilliams, Joe Fink, Pat Ercole, Peter Barolich, Adrian Brooks, Heinz Wirtz, Mike Stankovic, players who have proven themselves over a long season in this league. Yet they look like a farm team out there. They look like a bunch of reserves against San Diego. How is that possible? I'll give you a minute to think about it.
Just possibly because everything starts with good defense. And they're very rare to find a championship team in any sport in any league without a good defense.
Not a moment goes by without San Diego pressure. And the crowd rises again. The third quarter is over. This game is 75% over. And numerically, it's a sad, sad story for the Baltimore Blast. 5-0.
USA coverage of the NBA playoffs returns this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as with the victory today by the Don Nelson-led Milwaukee Bucks, they get another chance at the 76ers. It'll be game 5. Of course, it's always Dr. J and Moses Malone and the aging Bob Lanier from Milwaukee. It'll be game number 5. Sixers against the Bucks coming up Wednesday.
The Baltimore Blast have always done things whether they win or lose, and just now they did something that was probably a very difficult thing to do. They came out, as they always do after the third quarter, and applauded the fans. They trail 5-0 in this game 2 of the championship series. And if you've had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Kenny Cooper, as Kyle and I have, and listen to his dream, listen to the 3-year plan, and listen to how much winning a championship means, you can understand how his guts are just wrenching right about now. One more quarter to go. His team on the verge of being shut out for the second time, unless they dramatically change what has developed here tonight.
And as Kenny says, just getting to the finals is a great honor, but even more than that, he wants to play in an honorable fashion. And right now, I'm sure he feels as if not only his coaching, but also his players are not doing what they need to do.
All right, so the story now is not whether Baltimore can come back. I doubt very much if they can do that, but whether San Diego can shut them out again. That's what this crowd is going to be cheering madly for. 14:35 to go in the fourth quarter of regulation time. Ralph Black sprints back for Scott Manning. Manning the outlet for Joe Fink. And now Heinz Wirtz. McWilliams in traffic, but he's 1-on-3. And Mayer picks up the loose ball that pops out from that defensive screening.
You could say that San Diego players collapse, but they do more than that.
Look at Fernandez. 5-0. He's all over the park trying to win the ball.
Hometown player, San Diego State.
Adrian Brooks does some battling of his own and sends one forward for Dave McWilliams. He right angles one for Joe Fink. Fink gives it away to Nico Roman, but corrals his own lost pass. Brooks heads it forward. The only one there is a San Diego Soccer. Here's Heinz Wirtz meeting Vidal Fernandez again. Broken up by Stankovic. San Diego's just not giving Baltimore anything. Eric Geyer tried to start something. Paul Crossley making his first appearance of this championship series for the Baltimore Blast, as Kenny Cooper now is trying anything and everything to get his team going.
Guy Newman with the block for San Diego.
Paul Crossley known for his hustle. Back heel by McWilliams that Mayer handles. And two chests it out for Eric Geyer. Rifles one forward for Kaz Dana. Intercepted by Mangione with 12.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Danny Counts. Broken up by Julie V with help from Kaz Dana. Dana has it stolen by Crossley. Here comes Brooks. Lumbering in, battling Gary Collier.
The double team.
Collier takes it away.
And we've had several records in this series. We'll tell you a little bit about those after Julie finishes his work.
Julie V for Dana. Deflected by Stankovic. Out for Chacha Namdar. Poked away by Danny Counts. Look at Namdar hustle back on defense. It's 3-on-3. Counts down low for Crossley. Back for Danny Counts. His shot is blocked. Jim Polahan for Crossley. Mangione. And they can't get a shot off. Coker spinning Stankovic around. What a recovery by Mike Stankovic to block that shot by Coker. They both admired each other's performance, but play goes on. Coker foul.
Baltimore. How about those records? 14 assists in the playoffs. Julie V has set that record, and also championship series record for assists for the goalkeeper. 2 for Alan Mayer.
Gene Wilrich outside the box for San Diego. Looks for space. He's got it. Saved by Scott Manning, and a beauty. 10:55 to go. The Soccer shutting out Baltimore 5-0. It took the Major Indoor Soccer League 37 games before they had a shutout in the playoffs. And with the skills of both of these teams, what would the odds have been before the series that Baltimore would be shut out twice? Julie V for Eric Geyer in front. Gene Wilrich hit the post. Scott Manning rifles it out for counts, who can't find Mark Lindsay.
Who's already back in defense? Eric Geyer.
Gary Collier for Vidal Fernandez, who is hammered by Louis Nagy. Kaz Dana, Bijakowski runs onto the pass, bounces in front. There's no letting up from San Diego. No letting up at all, and certainly no sitting back. They're not sitting on this lead at all.
Woo. Look at that skill. Alan Mayer, the flip over Peter Perelich. Player we just told you, setting the new MISL playoff series record with 2 assists.
Here comes double deuce and triple E for Kaz Dana in the corner. This is a powerful 1-2 punch. Fernandez keeps it alive. Dana in front for B. Blocked by Ralph Black. Oh, it's electrifying when V gets the ball inside the box, no matter what the score.
There it is again. Oh, Gary Collier not realizing the glass is going to end right there. Could have trapped it, but that's one of the first mistakes that the San Diego Sockers have made as they lead 5-0. 9:08 left in this fourth of game number 2 in the series.
2 goals, 1 assist. The scoring star again. In 27 games that Julie played in this year, he had 25 multiple point efforts. It was in his last 27 games. I mean, that is incredible. 31 goals in his last 14 games. Now it's 33 in his last 15. Eight minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 4th quarter of regulation time. Al Trautwig and Kyle Rote Jr. along with you again. We'll be back on Tuesday night for game 3 of this series from Baltimore. 11 Eastern time, 8 on the West Coast. Marlo Mura ahead for Adi Coker. Mora fires. It's blocked by Joe Fink. Nagy running with Paulo Mora, who takes it away, and a nifty-looking defensive move. Adrian Brooks feeds Dave McWilliams. Slides it back for Brooks. Couldn't control the pass. Had a little too much pace on it. Namdar out to the red line. Ralph Black intercepts. McWilliams can't control. Out for Heinz Wirtz. 7:50 to go in the 4th quarter. 5-0. San Diego leads. It's Baltimore with the soccer ball. Brooks gets around Kaz Dana in front, but cleared away by that swarming San Diego defense. Out comes Kaz Dana. Namdar runs onto the pass. Manning heads it out of the box. Dana hit by Black. Holohan out of the zone now for Dave McWilliams. Broken up by Roman and cleared out by Donnelly. It's an absolute clinic. Donnelly. The drive. No, he faked the shot. Dana. Unbelievable.
Kaz Dana found himself in the penalty area and had the Baltimore defense at his mercy as he faked, got them all on their heels, and simply slid a pass into the net as if the Baltimore defenders could not decide who was going to take him. No one's wanted him. He's been so skillful. 4 goals against Wichita early in the semifinals. There he is, Kaz Dana, scoring in every playoff game. The last 11 games.
13th goal of the playoffs for Dana, assisted by Donnelly at the 8-minute mark. 6:45 to go.
Now, what's the score?
6-0. And if the feeling of deja vu was strong before, Six minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. San Diego leading Baltimore 6-0. It's been an absolute clinic, complete frustration and domination. Well, if that last goal didn't destroy Baltimore's confidence in this game, nothing will. Fourth quarter, 6:30 to go. And the Blast will get a free kick.
Love to know what's going inside that mind of Ken Cooper, the man who's saying, keep going, guys.
He has to feel pretty lonely right now.
But what a season. Finally reaching their goal, their 3-year plan, as you said, Al, to get past New York into the finals.
Jimmy Polahan sends it up into the crowd. Boy, Ray Milland would really associate with this game. It's been a lost weekend for Baltimore. Julie V starts things off now for Gene Wilrich. Running onto the ball, the soft carom. Corralled by number 15. Can't get a pass off. Crossley sends it across for Jimmy Polahan, and the crowd is beginning to sense that shutout. They're not cheering anything in particular, just the overall event. 5:55 to go. Crossley hammered by Guy Newman. Coker in traffic. He is fouled.
Paul Crossley, the old vet, fouls this man, Eddie Coker.
Eric Geyer putting on a little bit of a show, as he does quite often in front of the hometown fans.
Well, Friday night after the game, took the microphone from the PA announcer, did his own little rendition of a press conference.
Just when you think you've seen it all in this league, you see something new. Scott Manning missed by about 6 inches the girders at the San Diego Sports Arena. Paulo Mora and San Diego unrelenting in their pressure. Mora fires off the windows. Manning gets the return from Stankovic.
Manning has no one to throw it to.
5 minutes and 12 seconds to go, and the story developing before us now is the unthinkable. Back-to-back shutouts in the MISL playoffs.
Mike Daller, the only goalkeeper in indoor soccer history to have had that, and of course that came in the regular season, the Wichita Wings goalkeeper.
Interestingly enough, Alan Mayer has the only 2 playoff shutouts in indoor soccer history. One with
California,
the California Surf, and now with the San Diego Sockers. Guy Newman out for Wierzchowski, and now back for Alan Mayer. For Kaz Dana. And I thought perhaps, Kyle, that San Diego after game 1 would feel ultra confident. As Ron Newman said, I hope we haven't wounded the pig in Baltimore, but it was not like that at all.
Well, they did wound the pig, but they made the decision to kill it
and bring home the bacon. 4:32 now to go in the fourth quarter. 6-0, San Diego leading the Blast of Baltimore.
You got to quit hamming it up, though.
To the people who are tuning in for the very first time, we apologize. 4:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Ralph Black negotiates his way through the neutral third. 4:10 to go. Paul Crossley for Scott Manning. Manning in a hopeful opportunity that Alan Mayer is tested on with Louis Nagy right in front. Let's look at it again.
There it is, Alan Mayer. Gert Wieczykowski backs off as Mayer makes the call. The defender hears the voice from behind. So important for the goalkeeper to shout that he's coming out.
Fernandez for Coker, who was upended by Adrian Brooks. And for the fans of the shutout, this is just what the doctor ordered.
Well, the last time it was Mike Stankovic, the most penalized player in the Major Indoor Soccer League this season with 42 minutes. And now it's Adrian Brooks for the 4th Baltimore penalty on the night. An area 1 for San Diego.
Kenny Cooper has an ongoing communication with Tom Landry, the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I have a feeling that he will be developing an affinity with Glenn Sather.
Coach Landry's just changed his phone number. No.
But this Baltimore team can be a very different team at home, and that's all that they should be thinking about. Fernandez thwarted by Scott Manning. I remember back to Game 4 of the Eastern Final against Cleveland when Baltimore looked no better than they do here tonight, and then went back in front of their home fans and won the series.
3-line pass here. 3:22 left.
Polahan for Nagy. Back for Polahan. He's got a shot. Heck of a shot by Nagy that looked good but still didn't go in.
Alan Mayer's getting excited.
A couple of short-handed efforts by Baltimore. It's a man advantage for San Diego. 1:20 to go in that penalty. 3 minutes to go in the game. And this place is going to go absolutely crazy if the score remains the same. Wieczykowski for Fernandez. Rips one off the back of Stankovic. Wieczykowski, Julie V. Soft touches it to Counts, who blocked it. Back for Julie. 58 in the penalty. 2:38 to go in the quarter. Coker. San Diego gets it back, but a foul against Julie V.
Obstruction. Louis Nagy, who claimed that his nose, as you recall, perhaps in the game Friday night, had been hit by a ball while he was on the bench. It got knocked one way. He said that Alan Mayer knocked it the other way, and it's now straight.
Mayer again. And the crowd picks it up. 2:15 to go in the game. 30 seconds in the man advantage. What a story this will be. Stopped by Manning on the boards. $15 in the penalty, 1:55 in the quarter.
Well, it's party time in San Diego.
Kazdana for Adi Coker. Saved in front. Still not out. Coker thought he was fouled. Both teams are at even strength. 1:35 to go. Baltimore had a 2-on-0 break for a brief second. Mayer out, heads it away with his helmet. Now Donnelly heads it away. 1:20 to go. Off the windows. 1:14 to go. It's a matter of confidence now and a matter of pride for the Baltimore Blast. Foul against San Diego. I believe pushing was the call with 62 seconds remaining. Why don't we just sit back and watch and see what happens? .58 seconds to go. 34 seconds to go. 30 to go. San Diego 20 seconds away from consecutive shutouts. What skill, what patience, and for a brief second, a very unselfish move. Nico Roman from Julie V, and the clock ticks down as we're back live. It's over. The winner and the loser, Mayer and Manning. What had never happened before in the Major Indoor Soccer League has now happened twice in the same weekend. The San Diego Sockers have taken one of the best teams in the league, the Baltimore Blast, and made them look bad, very bad. And the Baltimore Blast can only hope that as they fly across this country, they're heading home to the promised land. 7-0, the final score. We'll be back in just a moment.